Hey, Mrs. Martinez. First off, thank you again for something for me these next 2 weeks. We really appreciate it a lot. You said something on Friday that kind of resonated with me. You mentioned if you wanted me to have you come in so I can show you any procedures, and I decided, I'll just go ahead and make a video that I can share with you so that you can kind of watch and we wouldn't have to do it in person. So basically, what we're going to go through here is I'll go through all of the procedures that we have in place that you're pretty much familiar with, considering the times that you've subbed already this year. Our morning prayer routine, how to take attendance, and then our daily agenda, my daily agendas, and then lunchtime stuff like that. So basically, when you come in the morning, this computer will be ready for you. It is on my cart. It should be plugged in. All you have to do is open it up and sign into the account B Compton. The password is on a green sticky note here. I was hesitant about putting it on this video, so I just it's written on a green sticky note right here on the computer. Um, that's just to log into this laptop, and that's basically like the Substitute laptop. I've created a Google account, a Gmail account, GSS Cardinal Substitute. That'll be what you'll be using if necessary. The Wi-Fi, if you need to log on, I'll try to log on for you again, but it's GSCS Teach. Password is GSS972-272-1960. Yeah, so basically, if you're there by 7:15, it says to set up devices. You just have to set up this computer. That's all. The kids can get their own. Morning homeroom, start morning prayer with the students around 7:50. They generally come in and they just work on their laptops. I usually have a morning writing prompt, but I don't have that just yet. I'll pop that up on Tuesday. They just work on their laptops. They usually do so quietly. I usually don't really let them talk. They sit down and get to work. They'll receive their agendas for each class through the general channel on Microsoft Teams. For each class, whether it's 7th grade social studies or 8th grade Spanish or 6th grade social studies, please direct them to the general channel on their teams so they can follow all the instructions there. I know some of the students, like the 6th graders and the 7th graders, are going to have a lot of questions for you. Like, what do I do, or where do I get? Just tell them all of the instructions are on the teams, okay? They're all on the general channel. They're always there. They need to learn that we're not going to hold their hand all the way through everything. Tell them that all of our instructions are on the general channel on Teams. So yeah, morning homeroom, they do that. Lunch homeroom, I'll talk about this later on. The final homeroom of the day. And then here are my lesson plans for each class. These are just the agendas. I'll go over those later. Let's just start with the morning homeroom. Like I said, students come at 7:30. They place their backpacks under their desk. They don't really take out their planners. They do get their computer. They work on whatever they need to. Like I said, I usually don't let them talk. And then we start morning prayer at about 7:55, and that's just for the students in person. You're not doing morning prayer with the kids at home this week or next week. So the morning prayer tab is up here. It's a little bit different than what they're used to. Mrs. Hawaiian created this morning prayer, and she let me use it. So I think this will work well with the 8th graders whenever I'm out. Because all you can do is just you can click present up here to get it started, and then just kind of go through each slide. If you want to have volunteers read each prayer, you can do that. For example, we have the Good Shepherd prayer, the Angel of God, Our Father, the Hail Mary, and the Glory Be, followed by our pledges of allegiance, and then our school student mission statement. So if you just want to have volunteers for each of those, you can, or if you want to lead them yourself, that's fine too. So that's morning prayer. After morning prayer is over, let's see here. Kids can just wait until their next teacher comes in. I know with the 8th graders, it's going to be Mrs. H, Monday through Thursday. So they just wait on her to come in. They can work quietly, they can read, they can do whatever. And then, so taking attendance. I've created this chart here. If you would just go ahead and put a P for the students if they're present. If they're not, just put an A for absent. It doesn't matter if it's excused or unexcused. I'll take care of that later. I went ahead and just marked all the at-home kids present. If you want to go ahead and do that and just do P for each of those students, Angel, Christian, Kiru, Gabe, and Vanessa, you can go ahead and do that if you want. I'll check and see if they're doing their work, they'll basically be present. If they're not, I'll count them absent. But if you want to go ahead and mark them present, that's fine. And then over here, each of these tabs are the specific daily agendas. So here's the 7th grade social studies daily agenda. Tomorrow we'll have 7th grade Spanish as well later on. That one's not done yet. It'll be done by tomorrow. This is the Disney Plus for lunch. Then after lunch, the 8th grade social studies daily agenda and the 6th grade social studies daily agenda. If you want, I want to make that a little bigger actually. Wait, you can. If you want, what you can do is you can put this agenda you can pull it up right here, and then you can plug the computer in to the projector in each classroom, my classroom, Mrs. Robbins' classroom, and Mrs. Hawaiian's classroom, and you can project this agenda onto the screen. Like I said, the kids will have it. They'll have it on theirs. So on their team. So it's up to you. If you want to project it on your screen as well, so they can have it right there in front of them, you can do that. It's up to you. If you're having trouble plugging one of the laptops into the projector, Eddie can help you in 6th grade. Let's see, Daniela can help you in 7th grade. Daniela or Estrella or David or Daniel, they can help you in 7th grade. And then Eric or Mario can help you in 8th grade, plugging the computer into the projector. And yeah, like I said, you can just project that up there so they see their agenda, what they have to do for the day. It's all basically independent work. They'll watch a video that I create for them with instructions and maybe some things I teach them or some notes or stuff like that, and then they'll get to work on their own. So back to our plans. Like I said, once again, the first class you'll have after tomorrow, after morning prayer, is 7th grade social studies from 8:05 to 8:52. Once again, this is the agenda. They have access to it. There it is. And then I have a pretty relaxed Monday, or easy Monday when it comes to teaching. I do a lot of other stuff on Monday, but outside of that, you'll have quite a few breaks. 8:54 to 9:39 is a planning period. You can just roll the cart into Mrs. Hogan's room. Same thing, 9:45 to 10:30. You just leave it in there. 10:30 to 11:15 is a bit of a unique class. I have 7th grade Spanish with the pre-algebra students, while the other half of the class has math class with Mrs. Robbins. There are actually only 2 students in person. That's Daniel Sandoval and Derek Gonzalez. Usually I take them like outside to do work, or I'll take them to the music room or something, an empty room basically. But since you're there, what you can do is they can remain in Mrs. Robbins' classroom. They just sit at the front. They have their own little corner, and they can stay in class there. While Mrs. Robbins is teaching math to the other 7th graders, they can be working on the Spanish stuff. Just tell them to stay in class. Please remind them of my behavior expectations. I'm reaching out to them already, telling them, Derek, Daniel, I'm not going to be here. You're not going to be moving for class tomorrow. You're going to stay in Mrs. Robbins' class while they're having math. They know not to distract their students in their math class and stuff like that. They have headphones so they can stay busy and they can work. All right. And that's it. They'll need to do the following. They'll have to go to their Spanish team, watch the video I create, and then follow my instructions to complete any necessary assignments in their libritos. And they just do all of that using their textbook and then their computer. The main thing here is that they know how they're supposed to act in class, because they're in a different class at that time, you know. They may be working on Spanish stuff, but their classmates are in math class with Mrs. Robbins, so they got to stay focused. 12:05 to 12:55 is lunch. Refer back to the lunch homeroom procedures on the first page. So this is a bit of a good one. So for lunch, what we do is if the students well behaved, we get to watch a movie. Disney Plus, I'll show you that in a moment. Around 12, the students need to line up in the hall for recess. What I do is I have them stand behind their chairs, and then I tell them to go to their spots on the wall. We have 3 different areas for spots in the building. That's spots on the wall in the middle school hallway. They have their spots in the gym downstairs, and they have their spots on the playground outside. So I say, go to your spots on the wall. And then once Sidlali has gone past the stairway, Saul will lead everyone downstairs to their spots in the gym. And then I usually lead them out to the playground. They have recess with the 3rd grade. We alternate days of who can be on the playground. So, one day it'll be 3rd grade equipment. The 8th graders have to stay on the concrete, and then switched. Mrs. Aguilar will be out there with you. Around 12:20, I say, hey, go to your spots on the concrete. They know where to go. Jimenez is usually the first one. She leads everyone inside. They go straight upstairs. They do not go into the classroom. They go straight upstairs, and they line up on their spots on the wall. And then when everyone's upstairs, lined up on their spots on the wall, Saul will lead them into the classroom. I don't have them sit down yet. I have them stand at their desks, stand behind their desks, and we pray before we eat. After prayer, each student will need to go one at a time to wash their hands, so one boy and one girl. You can decide whatever order you want them to go in. And okay, and then while they're eating, you can go over here to the Disney Plus tab, and we are finishing up the Toy Story franchise, so you can just hit resume. They can watch the rest of Toy Story 4. And then the other days you can watch any movie you want, 20, 30 minutes of a movie. It has to be a G-rated movie. You can ask the kids if you want, or if you have any suggestions, you can show them whatever. They don't really get it. If you want to choose, you choose. I would tell them it's a privilege, not a right, you know? So if they complain, take it away. They're usually pretty good. They like to watch movies. Let's go back to our plan. So that's lunch. After lunch, tomorrow on Monday the 19th, I have 8th grade social studies from 1 to 1:45. Once again, here's the agenda. If you want to project it on the screen, you can. The kids will have it there. They know. It's on their team. Then 1:45 to 2:30, another planning period. And then 2:30 to 3. This is kind of a shortened 6th grade class. This will be the one where you have kids that aren't paying attention to instructions. Just tell them, read the instructions, read the directions on your Microsoft Teams general channel. Go there, do that. I'll put all the instructions very clearly for them. So yeah, they'll have to go to their assignments tab. They'll open the chapter 2 Be Okay. They'll read the first page, why it matters. They'll complete the task on the first page. And then they have a video, it's a pre-reading video on the second page. Tell them to open the link. They need to hold on the control button on their keyboard and click the link with their mouse. And their homework is actually to take their textbook home. They have to read chapter 2, lesson 1, Civilization in Mesopotamia. Then around 3 or so, 3:05, Mrs. Hawaiian will want to switch so she can come back to 6th grade and you can go to the 8th grade. Our dismissal, the students will begin packing up for dismissal. Make sure they have to plug their laptops into the chargers in the cart or in a surge strip near their desk. I know that Mario, Saul, and maybe Jesus will plug into the wall because they have their chargers plugged into the wall. Have them make sure the areas are clean. The radio, my walkie-talkie is on the window next to the computer that's standing up. Turn the knob on the right all the way up. You'll hear like power on 1. You can turn it all the way up so the students can hear. Make sure the kids are quiet while they're listening for dismissal for their names. That's up to you. You know, if you want to listen, be like, all right, so you're up, or hey, Eric, you're gone, or if you want to have them listen, however you want to do it. Lastly, whenever all the students are gone, you can just turn the radio off and plug it back in. Behavior: students are never to run up or down, up the stairs in the hallway. Please notify me of any inappropriate behavior as well as outstanding behavior. They know that there are rewards in place if I get positive reports back from substitutes. So yeah, thank you for that. Definitely want to hear any outstanding behavior. Technology students can only play a brain break games during actual breaks, never while class is in session. So maybe during lunch, maybe before school, or at the end of the day. That's about it. Safety, no talking with their mask off. They've got to have their mask on at all times, covering their mouth and nose. And then make sure they keep their area organized, please. All right. So that's about it. All of the specific agendas are right here. 7th grade social studies for tomorrow. 7th grade Spanish, I'll have that updated later on. 8th grade social studies, and then the 6th grade social studies one. If you have any questions, just text me. I'll be around. I'm just taking these 5 days off as kind of our preliminary kind of quarantine, staying safe and healthy. All right, thank you once again. If you have any questions, like I said, don't hesitate to shoot me a text, or even if you want to pick up the phone and call me, just call me and I'll do whatever I can to help you. All right, thanks a lot and have a great week. Bye.